How's it going, guys? It's Najam. Welcome back to another video. Now I've decided I'm going to return the RedMagic Astra gaming tablet because this thing has issues that just have been so frustrating to deal with. Now I'll just talk about the pros and the cons. I'll try to keep this video as short as possible, and then I'll just talk about my reasons of why I decided I'm going to return it. So let's start off with the positives. Now one thing I love about this tablet is just how fast it is. Now this tablet is turned off. I'm just going to turn it on. I'm pressing the button. Okay, it's vibrated, and it take approximately like 5 seconds, maybe even like quicker than that. It's going to turn on. I'm gonna put in my password, and the password is Najam, which I'll just put in right now, and then boom, it's already on. Okay, this is just such a fast tablet. Now let's talk about the size. I love the size. This is, for me, this is perfect. 9 inches. This fits in my jacket pocket very well. Also the display is amazing. This runs at 165 Hz, and it is super fast. It is super fluid. It feels very nice to use. Also it's a very bright display, so I'll just go ahead and do that, and you can see it just gets really bright. Now another thing is, actually one of the main reasons I bought this is for reading. And if I go into a book over here, I'll show you. For me, this is, for reading, this is the perfect size for reading these books, and it's been amazing for that. This is hands down the best experience I've had for reading, aside from e-ink devices. That's on par with all this, so that's cool. For reading and for comics and everything, this is perfect. The other thing is, this has decent speakers. It has DTS sound. If I go into settings, if I go into sound, DTS sound here makes a big difference. So you can turn it off and it sounds a bit tinny. Turn this on, leave it on automatic. It sounds decent. Now this does not have an always on display, but in the options you can turn on the setting to double tap, which will allow you to turn the device on. The fingerprint sensor is on the side, and it's not the best, but it works when you do it right. And that also works on the home screen, so you can double tap and it will go to sleep, so that's pretty nice. Now another thing I do like about this tablet is, unlike the fold phones or some of the other phones that open up, it doesn't have a hole punch camera, so that doesn't get in the way. The camera is on the outside of the display, and it's very nice. Another thing I do like about this tablet is the battery life. This, for media consumption and for just web browsing and general use, this has a very long battery life. I mean, you can get a whole through 2 days. Now because the CPU is, very dynamic in terms of the power, it will actually consume a lot more power when it's gaming, so that's that. But it does have cooling features. I mean, you guys know what this tablet is if you're looking into this video. I'm not going to go into that. I'm just talking about the pros and the cons. Battery life has been really good. It charges up really fast as well. Now let's talk about some of the negatives. Some of them are nitpicky, but there are some major ones in my opinion. So first off, no stylus support, so no typing, no note taking or signing documents or anything like that. I know this is a gaming tablet, but it would have been welcome. Now the other thing is, while this display runs at 165 Hz, I don't think there's any application that runs at 165 Hz except the launcher. This runs at 165 Hz and it looks very smooth, very nice. When you go into any application, it automatically goes to 120 Hz. So you're not going to be running at 165 Hz in all of the applications. I'm not going to show you that. I just want to keep this video as short as possible. But when you go to 120 Hz on this display, it does look a little bit stuttery because it's syncing up with the refresh rate of this display. So I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it's 165 Hz, but it doesn't have any software to run at 165 Hz. Now the other thing is, this operating system seems like it's made for the mobile operating systems. If I'll zoom in a little bit, if you go down, you can see it has hotspot. All that does is turns off the Wi-Fi. If I go into the settings, it has aeroplane mode and hotspot tethering and stuff. Now there are little things here and there that make this feel like it's incomplete. You'll find it somewhere around here. I think, look at this, change phone. Okay, it has some, I think this is a mobile operating system that you've just stuck onto a tablet. Now the other thing is also, it does have some small software bugs. So mainly I've been experiencing on YouTube. If I go into this video, so if I go into playback speed, you can see it's just cut off at the bottom. So this is, I mean, it works. I mean, obviously I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but this can't be fixed. I've tried so many things with it. Tried changing the DPI scaling manually and all sorts. It just doesn't get fixed. It has small software issues here and there that are just annoying. I know it's a gaming tablet. When it comes to multitasking, this is all you can do. So this is all the floating Windows applications, and look at all these I actually have. None of these are going to be able to multitask with. So that's that. It doesn't have a taskbar or anything. I tried installing taskbar. It just opens the applications in full screen mode. It doesn't allow you to put multiple windows on the screen except with what they've provided, which is just this thing on the side. Now this works. It's actually pretty nice and it is handy, but as far as software features go, this is a gaming tablet, and so don't expect anything special out of this. Now let's get on to the main reason why I've decided I'm going to return this tablet, and that is this thing has a hardware issue or a software issue. I don't know which one's which. And I thought I fixed it, but basically you have Wi-Fi and you have the Bluetooth, and now for some weird reason the Wi-Fi stays connected but it doesn't work. So the speeds will drop to like 50 kilobytes, maybe 10 kilobytes a second. You can see the speed at the corner, and it just times out everything on the connection. So when you're loading websites, the only reason I'm making this decision is because it's been affecting my use with this. It's been annoying, and it's not just me. You can see a whole Reddit thread on this with other people saying the same thing. This thing has some weird issues with the Wi-Fi. So when I'm watching videos or browsing through the web, all of a sudden it just stops loading anything, and it's annoying because I have to reset the Wi-Fi, as in turn it off and on. It works for just a short second, but then it goes off again, and you have to wait for it to start working again on its own. That's a bit annoying. Now I thought this was just an issue with Wi-Fi, and I fixed it and made it less prominent or less of an issue to me to actually deal with by turning off randomized MAC address and stuff like that, and turn off Wi-Fi throttling. It seems to have helped a little bit, but it's been annoying ever since. The other thing is Bluetooth has the same issue. I actually connected my in-ear monitors with this, wireless ones, and all of a sudden it just disconnected, and then I had to unpair the device, restart the whole tablet, so it would reset the chip or whatever it is that's inside here, and then I turn Bluetooth on and then repair the whole device and then get that connected again. Now I know I said that this thing turns on really quickly, but it's just a hindrance. This kind of stuff shouldn't really be happening. And for the past couple of weeks I've had this device, my confidence has dropped in using this device, and also it makes me feel like it's an unfinished product. I don't know what else to say. I love this thing. It's really cool. It's been almost perfect for me, but this issue here is just annoying. It's frustrating because when I want to use this for my intended use, it's just gonna hold me back, and it's been annoying. It's been holding me back, and it's been just a pain in the bum. I mean, obviously when I'm making bank payments online and it just turns off, and then it's obviously payment decline, something weird is going on, and I get frustrated. Sometimes it's not loading a web page and not clicking on the buttons only because the Wi-Fi is causing issues, and then I try the same website on the phone thinking my Wi-Fi has gone weird, but it works fine, perfectly fine on the phone. So it's annoying, it's weird. I don't like it, and to be honest with you, I just had about enough with it. I mean, it's lovely. When it works, it's amazing. This tablet is just really nice to use. But again, I've just had enough of it. So do I recommend this? I'm actually going to say no. Not because of the issues that I've had with this, but because for a gaming tablet, while this is basically the benchmark of a gaming tablet, I find most people will be better off buying a RedMagic phone that's designed for gaming, because I think for gaming, I know it's a tablet, but it's a bit big, for gaming. I mean, if you're going to do emulators, stick a controller on, that's fine, that makes sense. But for gaming, I've seen YouTube videos with people just clawing their hands over to play. This is just ridiculous. I think that's just dumb, like honestly. Just get a gaming phone from RedMagic if you want to stick with RedMagic, and I think that has a better experience. It doesn't have a capacitive or pressure sensitive buttons on the side to use as shoulders or triggers or anything. It's just a tablet, and they've made it sound like a gaming tablet because it has gaming features. Now it's a cool tablet. I know I'm trashing on it, but it is what it is. I do feel it's an unfinished product. Like they've almost just given up on this thing. Let me know if your experience has been different. I'd love for like Samsung or some other company to release the same thing that works better for me. Now, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in another video.